Healthy people do not discard partners. Emotionally available people do not discard partners. It is exclusively emotionally unavailable people that discard partners, because discarding involves a lack of empathy. And one of the core components of emotional availability is the ability and willingness to empathize with your partner, to feel their emotions along with them, to actually care about their wants and needs. Yes, breakups need to happen sometimes. Not everybody is meant to be together. But there is a healthy, empathetic way to end a relationship, and there is an unhealthy way without any kind of empathy, and that is the discard. The person being discarded feels like they're being thrown in the trash, like they never even mattered, like they meant nothing to this person, like the relationship was never even real. And it's so hard to not personalize a discard, to blame yourself and feel like it's some sort of reflection of you and your worth, that you weren't good enough for this person. When in reality, it is always a reflection of the person doing the discard, not a reflection of the person being discarded. Normal breakups involve communication. It is not blindsiding. It's been known that there's dissatisfaction and issues in the relationship. The person being broken up with sees it coming. Often it's a mutual breakup. There's closure given. There's empathy shown. And it's not a complete traumatic blindsiding. Now, with a discard, it is blindsiding. The person being discarded was given little to no warning that this was coming. The rug was completely pulled from under their feet. They're given little to no explanation as to why the relationship has to end. If they're given any excuses, they're vague and cold. It's completely unilateral, and there's a lack of empathy and a lack of closure. It is extremely painful, and you feel like this person does not care about you at all. Now, avoidance, narcissists, borderlines, and other people, there's different reasons for doing a discard. For example, an avoidant does it out of fear. They have had their fears triggered, and they go into self-preservation mode, which is to run away and avoid. Narcissists, well, it's narcissistic supply. That's what they seek in a relationship, and they've exhausted your supply, and they found a new source of supply elsewhere. Now, avoidants don't do it for the intent of hurting you, but they're not really going out of their way to not hurt you either. Narcissists, they can actually get enjoyment out of hurting you. And there's other various reasons why different people with personality disorders can do a discard. Well, a borderline can do it because they perceive that abandonment is inevitable, so they might as well end it now before they risk getting abandoned. But either way, it is not a kind, loving, or empathetic thing to do to another person. And if you have been discarded, it is not a reflection of your self-worth at all. It is not because you weren't good enough. If you were a kind, loving, consistent, empathetic partner that showed care and concern for their feelings and needs, and you got discarded, it's not because you weren't good enough. It's actually a reflection of this person, their attachment wounds, their unhealed traumas, as well as their character. Because discarding is absolutely a choice. Yes, it's likely fueled by insecurities, a low self-esteem, maybe a deep wound of shame in this person. Shame is a toxic emotion. It's an emotion that says, I am something wrong. So even though it's driven by insecurities, shame, attachment wounds, it's still a choice. Because this is a fully grown adult, and they have the ability to make choices. And this is the choice they made. They could have communicated with you. They could have worked things through. Or they could have ended it in a way that showed empathy and care for the person that they're discarding. But they chose not to. So be kind to yourself. If you got discarded, you didn't deserve it because you never would have done it to them. So don't think for 1 second that it has anything to do with your self-worth or you not being good enough. In reality, they lost you. You didn't lose them. They lost a person that loved them unconditionally, that cared about their wants, cared about their needs, had empathy for them, and wanted to show up in any way possible. A person that loved them unconditionally. You lost a person that's emotionally unavailable, a person that really did not form that deep bond, loving, and connection that you formed with them. You lost a person that was only thinking of themselves, that didn't consider your feelings, wants, or needs, and didn't have any empathy for you. So they are the one that lost out, not you, because it is a big reveal of this person's inner working and their character. Be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't blame yourself. Oh, and one more thing. The discard is the behavior, not the intent. If you're the one being discarded and you're being thrown in the trash as if you never mattered, does it really matter to you why this person just threw you away, showed you no empathy, gave you no warning and no explanation? Because if you're getting thrown in the trash, you're still getting thrown in the trash. Whether this person meant to hurt you or not, you're still getting thrown in the trash as if you never even mattered. Yes, it may be done out of fear if it's an avoidant, but to call it anything less than a discard would be invalidating the experiences of the person that was thrown in the trash, the person that was discarded. So it's not the intent, it is the behavior of throwing someone away and showing them no empathy as you do it.